So if you are interested in getting the VIP, it's not too late. Go ahead and hit that QR code. Morgan's going to drop a link. Go ahead and sign up for a VIP, especially if you're available tomorrow at 2:30 Central, 3:30 Eastern, to hop on a call with me. It's small, very small group. So I'll be able to put my head and my heart on your business tomorrow on our Q&A call. Then if you stay to the end, I'm going to give you the opportunity to get this networking resume. How impressive would it be if you showed up with your networking dates with this resume, either virtually or in person, to give the person a sense of who you are, a leave behind, so you're unforgettable. You're going to be unforgettable because you've shown up like this anyway, which is totally different than anyone else. So stay to the end and I'll give you the link to get this resume that you can build for yourself. If you are on, if you're not on mute, please mute yourself. All right, so I'm here today to help you understand how to make more money through relationships. Lots of money. Anybody mad at that? Who wants to make more money? Right? The more money we make, the more impact we're making. It's not about making money. It's about making an impact. The money comes as a side for the impact that you are making. So what I need from you today is, number one, implementation. How many times have you shown up on a webinar, you've taken some great notes and they become shelf help? In other words, you sit them on the shelf and nothing happens. Listen to me. I need you to implement what you've learned, what you will learn today immediately. Because practice, it's a skill, it's a learned skill. So you have to practice, and repetition gets you more comfortable. Some of the things I'm going to tell you are going to feel drastic and you're going to be like, Toni, but just do it. It ain't going to kill you and it will benefit you. And again, it's going to help you find the people you're looking for. Do it immediately. Success loves speed. Am I right, Heather? Success loves speed. Candy, success loves drastic action, not just action, but drastic action. What that means is you have got to be uncomfortable when you're taking the action. If it's a comfortable action, it ain't big enough. You understand that? If it's comfortable, it's not big enough. So you're going to take drastic. Do I have your agreement? Put in the chat that you agree that you are going to implement what I teach you and you're going to take massive, drastic action. Successful people take drastic steps to get drastic results, period. Drop in the chat the name of somebody you know that's highly successful that didn't have to get uncomfortable or drastic, as I like to call it. I don't see a name in chat. Nobody. Thank you, Charlene. Everybody. So if you want a level of success, if you want to grow your business, if you want to have an impact, you've got to get, what's the word? Put it in chat. I'm waiting. There you go, Benita. Drastic. And if I write it out, it's DRAAAASTIC, drastic and uncomfortable. So, do we have a deal? Do you agree that what you learned today, you will at least try it once? All right, perfect. So why are we here? Because I've cracked the code when it comes to networking. I've been really reflecting on this in the last few months. And I've literally, personally, have made millions in sales through networking and relationships. My single biggest sale when I was in financial services, do I have any financial professionals on here, insurance agents, financial advisors, was a $1 million annuity, Samuel. Through relationships, somebody loved me enough to give me $1 million of her divorce settlement. You go, girl. And I made a $50,000 paycheck. Relationship. She liked me. Was I the smartest financial advisor in the drawer? No, I was not, but I cared about her. I cared about her situation. We broke bread together. We talked about marriage. She's like, I'm gonna give you $1 million of this $9 million settlement. Anybody want that? Yeah. But I almost quit. What do you mean, Toni? Well, in 2019, I was this close to closing my business. I had started interviewing for a job. Anybody ever been there? Your business just ain't happening and you interviewing for a job. I'm going into gallery view now because I want to see y'all's faces. And that was me in 2019. Yes, I had been networking. Yes, I had, but here's the problem. I was networking without clarity. I couldn't figure out who I wanted to be when I grow up. Anybody else been there? And here I am, 52 years old at that time, trying to figure out what do I want to do when I grow up? And that is heart-wrenching when you've put so many years into entrepreneurship and you still can't figure it out. So I tapped into the network. That's what I know to do. And I said, look, I'm looking for a job. And I started interviewing for jobs. I didn't want a job. My heart, my spirit was unsettled about it. But my husband was singing the Get a Job song. Anybody else? Anybody else? And so I just started interviewing for jobs. I started talking to a friend in my network. Her name's Carol. Carol's a money mindset coach. So while I'm waiting for 2 job offers to come through, I say to Carol, I don't know what I want to do. By the way, during this period, I'm coaching a little bit, but I had stopped marketing myself as a coach because I wasn't sure that's what I wanted to do. I was driving Uber. I did that for 2 months. I hated it. I did MLMs, Mary Kay, Legal Shield, a travel agent. I'm searching. Charlene's shaking her head. I'm searching, trying to figure out what's the right thing for me to do. So Carol says to me, Toni, what's your why? And I told her, and she's like, girl, you've already accomplished that. Perhaps you need a new why, one that will inspire you to want to keep going. She said, what I want you to do is go create a new why, come back and tell me what it is. I'm coachable, so I did exactly that. And I just prayed about it, brain dumped everything I loved, everything I didn't want to do. And I thought about what my friend Zig Ziglar said. Now, when I looked behind me in the past years, I was often that cop. You know what I mean by cop? Not the police. I was that connector of people. And I thought about Zig Ziglar. Zig Ziglar said, you can have everything in life you want when you help enough people get what they want. I went back to Carol and I said, that's it. My why is to touch, move, and inspire my clients to take drastic steps, to get drastic results so that they can be better than they were before they met me. I'm a resource. I'm a connector. I want to help people build deeper relationships that are beneficial to their life and business. Toni, yes, that's it. That's perfect for you, she said. She said, what would you need to do to get paid to connect people? I think I would need to start my own networking group. She said, well, why don't you? Heck no. No, ma'am. I don't want to start from scratch. I don't know what to charge. I've seen too many people run networking groups not make any money. I don't have technology. I don't know how to run a meeting. No, thank you, ma'am. She said, Toni, don't worry about the how. It will show up. Girl, please. I am not starting a networking group. 1 week later, a lady I had met 3 months earlier followed up. She said she looked at my card on her desk every day since the day she had met me. And the day she followed up, a week after the conversation, so don't tell me that God didn't have a hand in this, she said, I had this huge urge to call you, and I just did. When I picked up the phone, she said, Toni, this is Helen. You remember me? We met at a women's retreat in Granbury, Texas, which is 5 hours from my home. Now, let me tell you, I registered for that retreat the last day, and it was 5 hours from my house. And the only reason I went is because my brother lived in the same town. What are the odds? And my mother wanted to go. So we drove, and I went to this retreat. She says, I still think you should be a network and action franchise owner. I was like, franchise lady, how much is that? Now, remember, I'm waiting on 2 job offers. She says $40,000. I don't have $40,000, and I'm waiting on 2 job offers. Thanks for calling. No, thank you. Toni, this is right for you. She said, please just meet the franchisor. I don't want to waste his time. I don't have $40,000. No, thank you. Please, Toni, she said. Now, I'm not a fool. I don't turn down introductions. And so I said, okay, as long as he understands, I don't have the money and I'm waiting for 2 job offers. Met him, instant connection, brother from another mother, OMG. I can't believe that he had everything the week before I said I didn't have, he had in his franchise system. All I had to do was plug and play and give him $40,000. He said, Toni, I said, sir, I love what you got, but I don't have the money. He said, how much do you have? I don't want to insult you. How much do you have? I said, 3. I'll take it, he said. I'll give you a handshake note, me and you, $1,000 a month. Let's go. I could not believe it. Today, I am his first ever Rookie of the Year, brand ambassador. 2022 won his Community Service Award. I've now become the coach that connects. Thank you, Candy. I see the applause because this is hard work. Hey, Michelle. Power Networker of the Year with Dr. George C. Fraser. And now I host the Viral Networking Conference, international conference for the last 2 years. It changed my life. Number 1 was establishing my why. When I could establish my why, Heather, we had this conversation this morning, Jehovah brought me exactly what I need. So, first thing you got to do is make sure you're doing what you're meant to do. And many of you are struggling with that. Anybody? I've been there, done that. But once I was able to get it, I know y'all go to all these things and webinars, you hear coaches talk about the money they make, but they don't show you. I'm showing you. Am I $1 million coach yet? Nope, but I'm on my way. 2021, 2022, I made almost $600,000 in my business from networking, relationships, showing up. Morgan is my baby. That's my child. That's my daughter. She works full-time for me. From going to quit, interviewing for jobs, to now getting to serve hundreds of people in my network, keeping them in business through relationships. The money comes when you really know the impact that you can make. So I'm not one of these coaches. I'll show you the money. I'll also show you where I mess up and things don't work. But I want you to understand that when you get clear and you get your butt out into the world, stop hiding behind the computer, and you really show up with passion, excitement, and energy, you'll be attractive and the money will come. All right. So I said to myself, imagine what kind of impact I could have if I put these networking strategies into a step-by-step course to help entrepreneurs to grow their businesses through relationships too. So Jocelyn here, she's a connection catalyst, strategist person as well. So Jocelyn and we're going to do some big things together. We're going to help y'all. So I had to be able to package my knowledge.
Mark, this is Chris. Not sure what number I'm calling.
There you go. Chris, you're on the phone. You should be listening. All right. My challenge is I've spent thousands of hours networking, countless hours becoming a networking queen and guru. I've spent thousands of dollars in coaching. Let me tell you something. I've spent over $40,000 in coaching in this year alone. I'm not playing, because I know there's people out there that got what I need so I can be better for my clients. Everything I invest in, I teach you, right? So you don't have to invest at that higher level. But thousands of dollars honing in on my networking and sales skills. Now, how do I break down all of these hours and the sum total of my knowledge into something you can immediately put into action and have a bottom line impact so that you can make a difference in the world? And there's just not enough time. I'm gonna give you all I can in this time we have together. At the end, some of you are gonna be like, Toni, that was awesome. Love you. Deuces, I'm out. Some of you are going to be like, Toni, that was awesome. I love you. Let's work together. I'm going to tell you how to do just that at the end. But right now, get ready, because I'm going to give you the framework I use to generate millions of dollars in sales through networking and relationships. I'm going to show you how to show up, be attractive to your target audience. I'm going to show you how to be up and be prepared so you don't look and feel awkward with your networking. Anybody feel awkward? If you're an introvert, put introvert in the chat so I can talk specifically to you. I'm going to show you how to follow up and stop losing business and turn more contacts into contracts. So before we dive in, why does networking work so well? 76% of warm referrals close. Because if Toni says you need to talk to, so this morning I talked to Samuel. I do a lot of Zoom calls. I've done 5 calls this morning already. So Samuel was one of them. And I talked to Samuel. I immediately made a connection for him, right? 76%. If Toni says you need to meet, well, Toni's already vouched. The person on the other end knows Toni's good. So the more people that know that you're credible and you start sending referrals and they start sending referrals to you, you'll close more deals through relationships. Most entrepreneurs, if this is you, I can see your hands, so raise your hands. You hate cold calling, hate knocking on doors. Now I'm Jehovah's Witness and I'll knock on doors for him, but I ain't knocking for me. Don't have a budget for social media. Samuel and I had that conversation this morning. He said as soon as he got his Google ads running, they changed the algorithm. You know they do that on purpose, right? So you can throw more money at it trying to figure out the algorithm because they know what they're doing. I will tell you something. AI can help us and technology can help us with relationships, but nothing beats the personal connection. People do business with people that they know, like, and trust. Are we in agreement that these things are important? Put agree in the chat if you are in agreement with that. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. All right. So let's get your networking working now, today. Let's go. Number 1. Most of your networking is not working because you don't have a strategy. You're just showing up, whether it's online, virtual. Many of you show up virtually and don't turn the camera on. And I know some of you have circumstances where the camera's not on right now, but for the most part, you can't network with your camera off. You're not showing up. When you show up, it means getting in a room, and that's not enough, but at least you got to be in the room where things are happening. My daughter says every time I say that, she thinks of Hamilton. You got to be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens. Everybody's got to be in the room where it happens. Am I right? If you haven't seen Hamilton, you got to go. We are soundtrack crazy. All right, so you've got to get out of your comfort zone and show up. You got to be up. Energy, introverts. Let me go back. Did anybody put introvert in here? All right. Okay, Samuel, Adele, Benita, and May. Hey, May. Daryl. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you introverts. So it's very important that when you show up, that you have good energy. And I know for introverts, it's a little bit harder. Now, I'm not talking about be like Toni and be like, oh, I'm there. You don't have to do that, all right? But what you do have to do is put the phone down. What you have to do is get off the bar stool, get out of the corner, and say hello to people. Now, what if I told you your networking wasn't for you? That your networking is not about selling to people. See, your networking, introverts, is about making connections. Most people that are introverts, number one, hire me because they know they have to get drastic. Number two is they're great at one-on-ones. So work the room one person at a time. Don't worry about trying to meet everybody in the room. And this is true for everybody, introvert or extrovert. It's quality over quantity. Remember when I told you the story about Helen and the women's retreat? There was 12 women at that event, 12. I drove 5 hours to meet 12 people. I was 11 people because I was 12. How many people does it take to change the trajectory of your life? Everybody put a one in the chat. It takes one person. So we don't worry about trying to meet the whole room. We're meeting one. But there's a strategy. And then follow up. This is where all of us drop the ball. I've become a master at follow up and I still drop the ball. Follow up is critical. You might as well not show up if you're not going to follow up. And what happens is, I know it to be true, because we go to business meetings, whether it's in person or like all of y'all have dropped your information in chat. And then what happens? I'll wait. Everybody put nothing in the chat because that's what happens. I have never had, after being on a virtual call, even though I say I'm the networking queen, I rarely have people say, oh, I printed the chat and I called you because I saw your name on chat. Has that happened to anybody? It doesn't happen. So you got to learn how to get people on your calendar on the spot when you're in the meetings, in person or virtually. Samuel is here today because I was on a virtual meeting last week. He heard me say something, which is part of the strategy. You always say something. And then the host said, Toni is the best networker on the planet. I dropped my information in chat. Samuel said, I'm not going to miss meeting with this lady and she's the best networker on the planet. He clicked the link. We met this morning. He's here this afternoon. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you go global with your networking. It's a strategy.
Hey guys, I'm D Webb. I'm known as the realtor that connects. Now, before Toni, I would go into networking in groups. They would call me.
Is it lagging, Morgan?
Yes.
Let me see if I can do it again.
And say, introduce yourself.
Y'all
I didn't
hear
have the
audio,
confidence
though.
and clarity, and I didn't even know where to start to introduce myself. After working with Toni, I could go in there and she helped me structure my story and my elevator pitch. And now I'm known as D Webb, the realtor that connects. I love connecting families, with their lifestyles in real estate. I suggest that you work with Toni. I spoke at a networking
What is happening here?
event, and now me and this other agent are working on $1 million deal. Use Toni, and you could be working on $1 million deals also.
So Dee happens to be a teenage friend, 40-year friend. She finally hired me as her coach. It's changing her life. Hope is here today because Dee is her friend for 30 years. And Dee said, you need to work with Toni. That's referrals. That's warm referrals. So if Hope is in the market to find a coach, which I know she is going to hire Toni because she sees Dee making a change in her business. All right, so that's step number one, have a strategy. Number two, know your target audience and where to find them. The second reason your networking is not working is because you don't know where your people are. You don't know who they are in most cases. Can they afford you? And where are they? Listen, the basketball wives, and that counts football, baseball wives, they don't hang out where the broke short men are. They are crystal clear, Sarah, on their target market. They know who they are, where they are, the people connected to their agents, their people who work for them, their causes. You think they don't go volunteer where they hear that their football player is going to be? Yeah. They're crystal clear on target market, Charlene. They show up where they are. They look the part, and they are determined to make the connection. Am I right, Patrick? So you got to be like the basketball wives and not have no shame in it. So if your target market is women, you should be networking with women's groups. If your target market are Black entrepreneurs, you should be with Black entrepreneurs. I knew for sure that I wanted to help Black entrepreneurs with their networking. I spent $25,000 on a coaching program that put me in front of 6, 7, and 8-figure Black entrepreneurs. That's why Jocelyn is here. She met me there. That's the other thing. When you are finding your target market, stop going to free events. Invest at a higher level. Network in Action, I have no problem telling you, is $2,000 a year. So does that sound like a lot? It may, but you need to change your mindset about investing in your business and money. If you keep going with hanging out with free and low cost networking, that's what you're going to attract. And that's where they're going to keep you. So you have got to invest at a higher level to be in front of your target market. The other thing it means is that you got to go to conferences where they are. That costs money. When I knew I wanted to grow globally, I started going to national conferences where people were coming from everywhere, virtually and in person. Then I used my strategy to get them on my calendar, have conversations with them. Know your target audience, where to find them, and go where they are. And yes, it's called marketing dollars. Put marketing dollars behind going to find your people. Next, release the feeling of awkwardness, uncomfortable, salesy, sleazy, and slimy. Number one, release that. Everybody goes networking for the same reason, to meet new people. If you find yourself in sales mode, stop it. You're not trying to sell anybody. Don't ask anybody to buy your lipstick, buy your thing at a networking event. It's the equivalent of a one-night stand at a club. I'm gonna leave it right there. You trying to sell at a networking event is like, it's just desperation. And the other thing is, Hope, I'm trying to get on the other side of the person. Who is in their network? Who do they know? I can't find that out at an event. So I book appointments on the spot so that I can get to know them better, so they will be wanting to open their network to me. But if I start with, Hope is a realtor. If I start with, are you ready to sell your house or buy a new house or rent a house? And the other thing, let me tell you, I'm picking on you, Hope, because I know you a little bit, but if you are in a market, if you're a financial advisor, you're a real estate agent, you're an insurance agent, they are a dime a dozen. If you don't have a brand that makes you stand out as different, like Dee, the realtor that connects, I say, if I meet another realtor that says me, I help people buy and sell houses, so does 1.4 million people in America. Tell me how you're different. I work with Sheila. Sheila and I came to Adele's conference. Is Adele still on here? She may have had to drop. Oh yeah, there you are. We came to Adele, you don't know this, but we came to your conference in January 2020. It was called the Reset Conference. When I came with her, I brought a realtor with me. Her name is Sheila Collins. She is coaching with me for the last 3 years now. Sheila, at that conference, realized that she had so many resets in her life because she was born with a facial birth defect. She had 14 surgeries. She said, every time I had a surgery, it was like a reset in my life. Adele, she found her brand, the Reset Realtor, at your conference. And now she helps people reset. And I had to sell it to her, but I'm like, that's perfect. Because most of the time when people are doing real estate, it's because they're having a life reset. So have an attractive brand. Listen to what Star had to say.
The problem is I hate networking. I hate it. I am a public speaking and storytelling coach. I'm on stages all the time in front of thousands of people, and I'm cool on that stage. But you put me in a networking event and suddenly I am an awkward, wet fish and I don't know what to do. And that woman who was sitting in the parking lot crying, oh my God, I'm one step away from that. One step away. But and yeah, Toni's been talking about networking forever, whatever. I went to one of her events, the viral networking event, and I just went there to support, to just be loving on my sister. And I actually listened. I actually paid attention to what she was saying. And I'm back there making a few notes. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give it a try. And at that event, I started making those appointments. Now, the thing is, Toni taught me what to do in a networking situation. She also taught how to have that one-on-one call. See, I didn't have all that information. I was just trying to sell myself everywhere I went, and it was so uncomfortable. But when I used the methods that Toni taught, I not only made connections and relationships, I made money. What? I made $12,000 from that one event. And then I joined NIA because it's already paid for. And from that, I've made an additional $40,000. And it's not just that I've made money there. I've made relationships there, and I've spent money there. Another thing about her community, everybody buys from everybody. Why wouldn't I hire Diane when Diane has already hired me? Why wouldn't I work with Mia when Mia has already worked with me? Why wouldn't I do that? It has been a game changer for my business and for the businesses I am related to. So I am all about NIA and all about my girl, Toni.
And I love that. Did you hear? She hated networking. That video was recorded last year. She's now made over 100 grand from my community. All right, next, your networking is not working because you're not having strategic alliances and partnerships. What does that mean? Who are the people who have your people? Part of the strategy that if you choose to work with me, and I'm going to tell you how, part of the strategy we're going to create is who are the strategic alliances and partnerships. This is Larry. Larry, we have a love story, a networking love story you would not even believe. I cannot share it now. But here's the deal. Larry, too, has made 6 figures from Toni's referrals. Because I'm a business coach, Larry does virtual assistants. Every one of my clients need his help, and they've all hired him. I was on a call with Lou this morning. Lou says, I've hired Larry. So who are your strategic alliances? I was talking to Heather this morning. She's thinking about doing a 7-figure travel agency. I said, you got to get connected to coaches who have retreats. Morgan and I just came off a retreat with our coaching clients. It was fabulous. It was a pain in the butt. And so I'm turning that over to a travel agent next year. Morgan is probably nodding like a bobblehead right now. I'm turning that over to a travel agent. Not something I need to be doing. So she needs to be networking. Who do you know that's a coach? See, when she's on her dates with people, your ask is different than buy from me. You're trying to find out who they know that they can introduce you to. And 76% of those introductions close. Does this make sense? Am I making sense? Please put make sense in the chat so I know I'm talking and it's making sense. Next, your networking's not working because you don't have a coach. Let me tell you why this is so important. And I don't care if it's me or somebody else. I'm the best at this, but if you feel like you need to hire somebody else, hire a coach. Let me tell you why. When you spend hard-earned money, not free mentors, they're fine in their place. But when you take hard-earned money and put it towards somebody, you're going to do what they tell you. But if it's free, you're going to let yourself off the hook. You value what we pay for. D says you pay attention. If you pay attention. That's what D said, told me. Toni, I attend everything you do. I do everything you tell me to do once because I paid my money and I want to make sure I make my money back. So I had to hire a coach for networking. In 2005, I was in financial services at that time. Samuel, I don't think I mentioned that, but I was in financial services for 14 years. And I had been promoted to management and promoted in air quotes to management. And I had to start networking because recruiting was part of my duties. I would go out networking and I'd get cute and I'd show up and I'd pass out business cards. You get a card, you get a card, you get a card, you get a card. And then people would say, you're so nice, we're gonna connect. And I'd be like, yeah, let's do that. And I'd go back to my office, sit at my desk and wait for the phone to ring. That didn't work. But I'm gonna try it again because everybody says you need to be networking. So I did. You get a card, you get a card, you get a card. Go back to my office, wait for the phone to ring. Now, nobody told me I was supposed to take the lead on it because I was new at networking, so I didn't really know what I was doing. And I believed people when they said, I'll call you. Do people really call you? In most cases, they do not. The third time I went, I met a marketing coach like me, who I am today. But at that time, she was like, Toni, pay me $6,000. This was 2005. And I've been invested in coaching for 20 years now. 2003 was the first time. And it was because people who were making more than me said, you need a coach. And because they were making more than me and I wanted to look like what they were doing, I believed them. I didn't know where the money was coming from, but I found it and I started coaching. And then when I met this lady, she said, pay me $6,000 for my 8-week course and I'll teach you how to network. 8 weeks, $6,000. But I was desperate. I had to make this work. So I went into my retirement plan, which was drastic, pulled out $6,000, gave it to the lady. And when I tell you, if she had a renewal fee every year of $6,000, I'd probably pay it today. Because what she taught me, I now teach my clients and then some. There was no social media back then. So she changed my life. But she didn't do it for free. And here's the other thing. If you have any kind of blocks about charging in your business, you need to coach with someone as well, coach with me, because I have blocks about raising my prices. My coach says, I just raised the price to my conference because my coach says, what are you doing? Without a coach, I'd be like, So, but I paid a lot of money for that coach to tell me what to do, and I'm going to do it. And that's going to be the same for you. So you want your networking to work, get you a coach to teach you how to make it work. All right.
Hi, my name is Byron Alexander, president of Denon Consulting, and I've been a member of NIA for over a year. Now I have to say, Networking Action has been an absolute game changer for me. And Toni Harris Taylor is amazing. Toni is so passionate about helping entrepreneurs, and she's always looking to connect you with the right people so that you and your business can grow. She is definitely the networking queen. So if you're an entrepreneur looking for a referral group or a sales and marketing coach, contact the networking queen, Toni Harris Taylor, today. No, seriously, schedule your appointment right now.
That's my biggest introvert analytical one. And he has been amazing. And as Star says, I hired him as a marketing coach. He hired me as NIA. We circulate our money in our network. So to recap, your networking is not working because 1, you don't have a plan or a strategy. 2, you don't know your target market and where to find them. Remember the basketball wives. Number 3, you feel awkward, uncomfortable, salesy, sleazy, and slimy. So stop selling. Stop. Don't ask anybody for a sale. Ask for a date. Everybody starts relationships. If you're dating for a romantic relationship, it starts with the first date. So does business. So stop trying to be salesy and ask for dates. You don't have strategic alliances and partnerships. You got to be on a mission to find the people who have your people already. Remember Larry, the VA? He has a VA business. He does outsourcing to the Philippines. All Toni's clients needed his service. And when I said, go to Larry, they believed me. He's made 6 figures part-time because he attached himself to a partner. And number 5, you got to get a coach, period. So whether it's me or somebody else, whenever I have not had a coach, that's when I saw a lull in my life and business. And it has to be a stretch pay for coaching. It can't be comfortable. It's got to be a stretch because then you will show up differently. All right, so question. If you did these steps, do you think it would drastically improve your networking results? Put yes in chat if you agree that these steps will drastically make an improvement in your business. All right, the tougher question is, awesome, I see all these yeses. Do you think your target market deserves for you to show up and get connected to them so you can make a difference in their life? Put yes in chat. See, if people don't know about you, that person is going without in their life, or they're choosing somebody else. Neither one is a great option. So, was our time together enjoyable today? Did you learn something? Did you find it valuable? Yes, and thank you. Give me some yeses. Do you feel like you'll make more money using networking for prospecting? Are you feeling excited about implementing these networking strategies in your business? And is it fair to say that these networking strategies will help you reach your prospects and help you make more money? Please, yes. Now listen, I have absolute confidence that you can take everything that I just talked about, and although that's not everything, because I only had a little bit of time, that you could go out on your own and put it into action and get some results that previously was not possible. And I'm certain that with just this information alone and left to your own resources, time, and effort, you can make a go at this in a way that most people won't be able to because they didn't show up today. And if that was your only option, it would be great if you could do that. But what if there was another option? An option that allowed us to do this together, a chance for me to take you deeper than we can in this one little hour, a chance for me to play an active role in your results and make connections for you. Remember, I'm the coach that connects. So when I'm networking, I'm looking for people for my people. What if I took personal responsibility for your success and had an obligation to your outcome? Would that be helpful for you? Would you think that that could drastically change your results? Do you think I could empower you, give you my resources, stack the deck in your favor, and help you to shortcut your opportunities, your networking? I'm going to give you additional insights. So I'm going to introduce you to how we can continue working together. Is that okay? Put yes in the chat if that is okay. Excellent, because I can't leave you hanging. So here's the other piece to that. I've given you great information. Yes, you could take and use on your own, but I know you won't. You won't, because it's uncomfortable. And left to your own devices, you'll let yourself off the hook. It would be irresponsible of me to give you all this, know what I know, and then not give you an opportunity to work with me. So I'm inviting you to the Show Up, Be Up, Follow Up to Blow Up 3-day virtual intensive program. It's a step-by-step framework to create a networking strategy to get you known in your target market, get you connected to get more referrals and strategic partnerships, and get you paid so you can make the money you desire. If you're interested, Morgan's already dropped the link in chat. It's vipnetworking.drasticresults.com. It's 3 days, June 15th through 17th, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. There's also an August date, August 15th, 16th, and 17th, Tuesday through Thursday. And it's a 3-day virtual intensive training program. You're going to get real world knowledge over 3 days to learn how to be found by your prospects, create connections, collaborations to make the money you deserve. These sessions to turn ideas into implementation in real time. So you don't have to leave with a bunch of notes, but let's do it. Let's get it going. And you surround yourself by the best of the best. With that class will become a referral network for you. And then, of course, we will start making connections for you. All right. So I want to remind you that everything I just said got me here. In 2 years, I went from driving Uber, trying every MLM, interviewing for jobs, finding my purpose, serving more people, and it's almost 600 grand. Hiring my daughter, I have a full-time assistant. You guys, what I'm teaching you is life-changing. And yes, I'm on my way to creating $1 million business because my network in action, I have leaders around the country building groups of communities so that we can all help each other stay in business together. So upon completion of the 3 days, you'll be able to easily articulate who you are, what you do, the problems you solve, and the results you achieve. You'll know how to ask for a date and how to create a genuine connection. You'll stop losing money because of a lack of follow-up. You'll know how to confidently follow up so that you don't feel like a bugaboo. How many of you feel like I'm bugging somebody? And then you're going to stop losing money because you're going to know how to turn those contacts into contracts. If you know this is for you, go ahead and hit the link, vipnetworking.drasticresults.com. So asking you to join the program for $20,000 would be for a 100K return. That'd be a no-brainer. You give me 20, 5-time return, and then some. And remember, the skills you learned from me, I took that lady's course in 2005. And I'm still using the strategies today. So it goes with you wherever you go. Asking you put 10,000 down if you would have 100,000 in a year, that'd still be fair. But I'm in the business of stacking the deck in your favor. So a $5,000 investment to make a 6-figure return. Let's just get you to 6 figures and beyond. That's still 20-time return would be amazing. Would you agree? But if you take the drastic step today, you can get it at a one-time investment of $19.95. Register. I only have 8 spots. And then it's sold out because I have to keep it intimate so I can work over the 3 days with each person. So it's only 8 spots remaining. We have 12 people registered already. But if that's not enough, I have some bonuses. If you take action today, you get to take advantage of these big bonuses. Bonus number 1, you're going to get a virtual networking toolkit. It's valued at $300, a virtual background template. Many of you show up to these events with no background. It doesn't say who you are, what you do. We're going to give you a beautiful template. Business networking resume, the one that we're giving for free, but we're going to help you build it. And then also a digital business card template. Okay, so that is also a gift to you. Big Steppers digital program. So this is a virtual program. I have pre-recorded. You 24/7 access. You can dive in. Module 1 is all about mindset and marketing. Module 2 is determine your target market. Module 3, build relationships through networking. Module 4 is creating irresistible offers. Number 5 is speaking. How many of you want to speak to attract your target audience? If you use speaking, yep. So I teach networking for speaking gigs. And so then I teach you the signature talk formula so you can attract your ideal client. And then social media, how to use social media. And it comes with a digital workbook. When you sign up today, you'll have access to this by Thursday. So it's online. You can start diving in right away. This is the best bonus right here. The best bonus is a VIP ticket to my conference. Val is on here. She can tell you that the conference is life-changing. October 4th through 6th, 2023. Val met her partner, Caitlin, at the conference. I remember Val called me and said, Toni, I just closed my first 5-figure content deal. It was somebody that Caitlin knew that she referred to Val. I'm telling you, this stuff works. You need to be at my conference. I'm giving you a ticket. It's $9.97 on the website. You're going to show up as a VIP. That means you'll be hanging with the people who've paid at a higher level. Remember, if you want to play at a higher level, you got to pay at a higher level. That's included. Register today, vipnetworking.drasticresults.com, and number 4, which there is no price value on this. It's priceless. I open my network and I'm constantly networking. I'm always investing in events and coaching because I'm meeting people to bring to my people. And there's no price on that. So bona fide connections, strategic alliances, services. When I know that you're serious about your business, I'm going to open my network to you. Val can tell you that is true. All right, so recap, virtual networking toolkit, access to my digital course, Big Steppers digital course, my ticket to my conference, and yes, you need to pay to come to Houston to my conference. It's worth every penny. It'll change your life, period. And then bona fide connections to potential clients, strategic alliances that make you more money. Over $1,700 in bonuses. And then I have a guarantee. Shut up. Here's a guarantee. If after day one, you don't feel the training is valuable and that it will help you grow your business, you get 100% of your money refunded. So what's the risk? But here's the risk of not taking action. You'll be in the same spot you are today, 6 months from now. You'll be confused and wondering, how do I reach my people? That's the real risk. It isn't about money. You're going to make the money back. $2,000 is easy for you to make back. But what is the risk of not doing it? So I'm here to take questions now.
I have a question.
Yes.
It's Hope.
Yes, Hope.
What if I'm already registered for your conference?
So you can it's a bonus ticket. So I'd hope you bring somebody with you that needs it. You can give it away. Or we can talk about it. But you already registered at my intro price before my clients. So you got a great deal.
I did.
So, yes. So we can talk about what you can do with this extra ticket.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, other questions? Questions in chat, Morgan, anybody?
No questions right now.
Okay, anybody have any questions? Okay, I'm going to keep going. If you have any questions, you can also hop on my calendar. I promised you a free gift. So Morgan's going to drop the link. This is a Canva file. Please copy this to your Canva account before you edit. But this is the business resume that you can create. Just use mine as a template and create it. This is going to be so impressive when you start networking and you pull out this resume or you show it on the screen during your dates. They will be so impressed. So Morgan's dropping and she also, if you don't have Canva, she actually dropped in a PDF of it so you can go recreate it in PowerPoint or what have you. It's just a document. So, but the point is you want to have something so you can be impressive on your networking dates. I'm gonna leave you with this final thought. When I put these names up on the screen, tell me who they are. In this chat, please. James, Simon, Peter, Andrew, Bartholomew, Thaddeus, Philip, James 2, Thomas, John, Charlene got it, Matthew, Judas. There was 2 Judases. So here's my final thought. If Jesus, the second highest personage in the universe, needed a network, what makes you think you don't? My name is Toni Harris Taylor saying take a drastic step today for a fantastic tomorrow. And I hope to see you at my 3-day intensive. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Thanks, Toni. It was great.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Hope to see you register.
Thanks, Toni.
Bye, Candy.
Thanks, Toni.
Thanks for coming, everybody. Bye, May. Hey, Gail. I didn't see you there. Welcome, Gail.
Bye, Toni.
Bye-bye. Thank y'all.